Places you can enter Ireland from are, for instance, you can get a boat from Liverpool, at least you could in the old days, Holyhead. You can get a boat from Swansea, I think, still, to Wexford. You can look all that up. You can get a boat from Stranraer to the north of Ireland. You can fly to Dublin. You can fly to Cork. You can fly to Shannon, which is here, near Limerick. Or you can fly to Mayo, Cong, which is a small airport in County Mayo. You can also fly to Farranfore in County Kerry, which is another possibility. Now, the places to cycle, there are places in Ireland which are fantastic for cycling, and there are places which are poor. So obviously you want to avoid the places that are poor. There is one place which is terrific for cycling, which is County Donegal. Its downside is that it is very hilly. I mean, very hilly. The coast is all hilly, but it's gorgeous. The top of Ireland is here up in the Inishowen Peninsula. It's Malin Head. I've cycled around Malin Head, around the peninsula. It's called the Inishowen Peninsula. And that's a challenging cycle, but it is kind of spectacular. I've also done this area along the coast here. Went with a car up to the north of Ireland, parked, and did the various glens of Antrim, which are lovely. I don't know if it's worth cycling down around Belfast. I suspect it's not great. But I've also cycled down around here by the border, and that's lovely. The mountains of Mourne are down here near Newry, and that's a spectacular area. You can go around here and around this peninsula. It's called the Omeath Peninsula. That's a place worth cycling. I have no experience of cycling this area north of Dublin, Drogheda. I would be inclined to avoid it. South of Dublin, you've County Wicklow, which is mountainous. It's very spectacular, but I doubt that you want to cycle tour it because it's too bloody hilly. You go down around Arklow, that's nice, but this area here isn't particularly enticing because it tends to be kind of flat and boring. There's a very nice area in here around County Kilkenny. You can cycle a place called Inishtigue, which is Inishtiougue, I think. That's lovely. And there's a place called Graignamanagh, which is also on a river, and that's very, very nice. It's a very suitable area for bike touring. If you go down along the coast, then to the west of Waterford, that's quite a nice area to cycle. Not too challenging. Some lovely scenery there. If you go then to the west of Cork, say starting at around Kinsale, I did this with Roger. You can go right along these various peninsulas there, which are very, very fine. The first one here is the Mizen Head Peninsula, which is that one. That's a very nice peninsula. The Beara Peninsula is very spectacular, but some of it is damn hilly. It's a terrific cycle. This is the next peninsula, which is the Ring of Kerry Peninsula, also called the Iveragh Peninsula, Iveragh. That is kind of boring until you get out a bit, and then you get out around Dingle, and all around that is very, very good. Back to Tralee. You can avoid the coast up along here, and you can go up to a place called Tarbert. Tarbert is up here on the River Shannon, and there's a ferry across from Tarbert, goes up to County Clare, and that's a very fine cycle. You can avoid this coast here. You can go straight up from the ferry, more or less, and get onto this area here, which has the famous Cliffs of Moher and a famous town called Doolin, which is very good for Irish music, etc. And you can get a boat from Doolin across to the Aran Islands, and from the Aran Islands into Galway, and that will help you avoid a kind of a busy area going up into Galway city there. From Galway city, a little bit west from it, all of this coast is terrific. You can go up as far as Westport, where my son lives. It's a spectacular place. And from Westport, there is a very good cycleway, which goes out west onto Achill Island, which is here. Achill Island is very spectacular and in nice weather, very enticing. From there up to Belmullet is kind of boring. Belmullet, this island here, is fantastic in nice weather and horrible in bad weather, and some of Ireland is just like that. From there to Sligo isn't very enticing. From Sligo, you can go up around Sligo. There's some very nice cycling. You can go to see the Yeats country where W.B. Yeats lived. It's historically interesting. We stayed in a castle there called Markree Castle, and Markree Castle was built in the time of Henry VIII, so that's a pretty old castle. It's a fine hotel. Then this coast of the Donegal coast is fantastic, but as I said, it is very hilly. I don't know, is it suitable as you get older? Now, where else in the country is nice? There are some places in the middle which are nice. This is Kells, that's nice. There's along the Shannon, you go and see there's a famous old monastery called Clonmacnoise, and there's the cross of Clonmacnoise there, etc. It's very nice. There's a place there called Banagher where you can stay, and it's a saying in Ireland, anything that's really, really good, you'll say that beats, i.e. beats, that beats Banagher, is a saying that we have in Ireland. So they're the places that I would recommend you go. What's the easiest area to cycle in? The easiest area to cycle in that it's not very hilly, even though there are a lot of hills in it, but you don't go over them, is the Connemara area around there. It's lovely. It's lovely to visit, including, as I said, going out to the Aran Islands there.